Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review for Tower of God Chapter 433, or Season 3, Episode 16, I believe this one was. Now this is the one that was 2 weeks ago that I lost my reaction to, which is a shame because actually out of the three I'm going to be reviewing today and tomorrow, I think I'm going to knock out all three of them. Out of all three of these, I would say this is probably my favorite one. I'd say I like this one more than 434 and 435. That's not to say it's perfect. There's still some things, or at least one thing, of course, the elephant in the room of Cheng's potential death that I didn't like. But with the exception of that, I think this was my favorite of the three. But yeah, either way, gonna start off with breaking down this chapter and going through my thoughts on the various things within it, and then later on today I'm planning to do chapter 434 and tomorrow 435. So I guess that's when you should expect all three of these videos. Probably, maybe. We'll see how quickly I can get them all done. I still need to take notes on the other two, because I didn't want to take notes on the two after this one before recording this, just so I could, be fully focused on this without thoughts on the other two affecting this one, and so on and so forth. But either way, we start off watching Paul's clan, just the citizens and such, watching from the large ship that's coming in there, and a smaller ship containing the three leaders going on ahead, and the three leaders are Grande, Venti, and Tall, confirmed in the blog to just be named after random Starbucks cup sizes. Now, I actually really like all three of their designs. I was totally off with which one was which, so I was expecting the big guy to be Grande, but no, the girl is Grande, the big guy is Venti, and Tall is as someone described in my comments, the blue guy. So I like their designs, especially I really like Tall's design. So yeah, I really like the three of them. I'm kind of excited to see more of them, I guess, but we'll have to see where the rest of the arc goes. Um, but they're sent to prevent Yama from waking up, and then we see Cheng being killed. Now we don't know if he's actually been killed or not. My thought, even in my reaction there, was that, okay, Kunagro Agnes used the firefish to heal himself, so we can just use that to heal other people, probably, because it seems like, I know in the blog, CU said that anticlimactic deaths are realistic, but that's just bullshit. This is a poorly written death, if it is a death. Not only because it's like, oh, taking one of the few things this arc that really was really well written and made sense for stuff in the past, and then just saying, oh no, we don't have that thing that was well written anymore. Not just from that aspect of things, but also from the aspect of a lot of people I saw were bringing up that he had some sort of past with Kunagro Agnes that we didn't know about, and there was just a lot more there with his character that could have been done, and this isn't just a realistic anticlimactic death, it just feels like a waste. It's not like there are a bunch of people out there going, oh my god, I love Cheng so much, and now he's dead, and I'm sad because the character's dead, not sad because it's just random writing out of nowhere. Yeah, so it wasn't very well written, but I don't think he's actually been killed. I think he'll just be revived by Kunagro Agnes, or there's some other way that he survived. Just because I'm being hopeful here that it wasn't this bad. But we learned that the leader's communication is down, so Jordan sends the locations to ship's team so they can warn them all, and Kunagro Agnes and Rack are sent to go help the leader at the elevator, and then go to stop Paul. And the leader at the elevator is super strong, 4th ranked and all that, and we learn more about them later on, but I won't get into them yet because it's not this chapter. Then we have probably my favorite part, Death Lady advocating for Bomb. That was really cool. And Karaka bringing up that he trusts no one. So he also wiretapped Bomb. And he listens into everything that was going on and learns all about what's going on this arc, including Madarako's betrayal. So Madarako yells tactical retreat as he runs away, and I thought that was hilarious. That just killed me. From there, Death Lady goes to go after Madarako, and we haven't seen her again in the next 2 chapters, but man, I freaking love Death Lady. She is just so cool. And as she splits away, Karaka goes after Yama. Another thing I forgot to mention is Karaka brings up when talking about wiretapping Bomb that he's a scout. It's what he does. It's sort of just a habit for him to be wiretapping people. So it is kind of one of those continued tsundere running joke things, but it also makes sense for Karaka's character to be wiretapping people to gain information. It's actually a very, very smart thing to wiretap Bomb to get information. Because if not, yeah, I don't know. I feel like Karaka would look pretty dumb if Karaka wasn't doing that. But we have Paul just slaughtering everyone, just slaughtering a bunch of random people. Gato is Gato tricked and betrayed the fourth leader. That's why the fourth leader is down already. And Gato even brings up that, oh yeah, they're super strong, so I had to betray him and hit him while their guard was down and all that. Paul says he's relieved that Gato's a traitor because he was one of the biggest obstacles. He was the second strongest spy in Yama, so he was one of the biggest obstacles to them getting in here. Now, him bringing that up almost makes me wonder if that was kind of a hint at Gato being a double traitor, that he betrayed Yama's group just so that he could gain the trust of Paul's group and betray them. And that could still totally be a thing. After reading the next two chapters, I don't think so. But it's possible. I don't really think so, but it's still possible that Gato could be a double traitor here. So back to Bomb and Jordan, and we learn that Gato is the only one that guards Yama when he's asleep because of his instincts kicking in when people try to wake him up and him destroying things. Last time it happened, half the building was destroyed, all the servants in it were killed, and Gato was severely injured, and they made it seem like he barely survived. So that was interesting, and then the butler gets killed. And again, I brought it up in the reaction, which of course I lost the footage to, so you didn't get to see. But the butler reveals the betrayal and everything, and I felt like that if this was the same guy that had been sort of giving everyone the tour, I forget what his name was, and if he had been built up through the course of some decent longer-ish term arc storytelling, and we cared about him dying, this would have been a good moment. But I don't know, it just feels like kind of empty and less good than it could potentially be. It could have easily been a much better scene. But either way, I digress again. Bomb goes off to wake up Yama while Jordan fights Tall. Tall's design is one of the few... Well, I don't even know if I want to say the few. A lot of the canine people look really dumb and goofy. Like, particularly, I don't like Kanzone's design. But I like Jordan's design. I don't like Colden's. I like Jordan's design, though. I like Tall's. I'm kind of liking Grande and Venti's, but we haven't seen too much of them yet. I like the one that wakes up 2 chapters from now, whenever I get to reviewing that one. So yeah, there are ones I like. I guess I can't say most or few, because it's not like I like most, but it's not like it's only a couple. There are quite a few that I like. But yeah, I really like Tall's design, so him and Jordan fighting is cool. And then we get into the blog. The blog is basically just CU confirming that he got the names from random Starbucks cup sizes and saying that anticlimactic deaths are just realistic. And in some sort of ways where it's well written, that is true, but this just wasn't well written. So it isn't a realistic death, it's just anticlimactic. And it's kind of bullshit when he's like, oh yeah, this is what happens realistically when regulars mess with rankers, and it's like, that would be super impactful if he had kept the sort of lore intact of rankers being so super powerful. But we'd see Bomb just a few panels later, really, holding his own against a ranker. So I mean, it takes some of the realism out of it just a few panels later. But yeah, also he confirms that Karaka's male pretty much, which is boring. I mean, we could all assume he was male, which is why the Karaka's female theory had any merit, because it's like, wouldn't that be an interesting different thing? Wouldn't that be a twist? Because we all assumed they're male. So I mean, it doesn't really take anything away to say that, yeah, they're male, because it's kind of what we assumed anyway, which is why the theory would have been different and exciting. But now we know that potential for something different and exciting is gone. So yeah, just some thoughts on it. I thought it was the best of these three chapters between 433, 434, and 435. I thought it had the most things I like. I really like the three leaders. The Chang death, of course, was bullshit and it was bad writing, but I think that's basically the only negative I have here. I love the three leaders. I like the use of Bomb's allies here. To be like, trust them, they can go notify the leaders of Yama's gang, it gives them something to do, it makes the members or the leaders of Yama's gang seem important, and it lets characters like Ship and Kunai Garagnas and Rack have a bit of screen time, so I like that use of them in this arc. Death Lady is really awesome, I really like Death Lady. And just in general, I feel like Paul's group is really interesting. Now, I know there are a lot of people that complain about this whole keeping up with the Bay Lords nonsense, and the way that the, again, lore of Yama's backstory was changed from the fighting pits and the Bay Road to this canine people stuff. And while, again, that is less interesting than what the original lore we were told was, making the best of a less good situation, I think that Paul's group is pretty interesting. Just in general, from Chang and his people down at the bottom to the citizens coming in on the ship being like, yeah, take him out so that we can move back into the cage. Paul's group at least is an interesting part of this storyline. So yeah, I think this chapter, in a lot of ways you could say that about it. It kind of made the best of some messy storytelling this arc. It took some things that weren't going all that great this arc and at least made the best out of them. So yeah, I would actually give it 7.5 wiretaps out of 10, because I really did like a lot more things about it, whereas I feel like the next two chapters, the next one was more like combat-ish stuff. At least this is just from memory, I haven't taken notes on the next two yet. The one after this, I don't feel like there was anything that I thought was particularly bad about it, but it was just sort of an okay chapter. It didn't seem like too much happened compared to this one or compared to 435. And 435 is another one like this, where I feel like there were things I can point to and be like, okay, I didn't like that very much, like the Chang death, and things I can point to and be like, okay, I do like that, like Death Lady and Grande, Venti, and Tall. So again, it's one of those things where there's good and bad. So yeah, that's where I am with this chapter. Sorry if toward the middle there it was a bit negative, but I'm just going to be honest and not really worry about that too much. Like, I'm going to try to stay positive, obviously, but if something just isn't good, or if I just don't like something, then I'm going to bring up things that I don't like or things that I don't believe are good. So yeah, I guess that's all there was to say about this one. But yeah, 7.5. I hope you enjoyed it though. And thank you for watching. Like if you did like if you did like the video, comment on there to tell me what you thought of the chapter and what you thought of my thoughts on it and all that. Subscribe for more. Tower of God much more on the channel. Like I said, the review for 434 should be up a little bit later. I'm hoping to get it up same day as this, and then 435 tomorrow. So yeah, that's it. Thank you once again for watching, and follow on Twitter if you want, and if you want a link to our Discord server, just asking, I can give you a link. That's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.